Hello guys, this is Anton from Randfontein, South Africa. This kraal they're busy processing now. This cows came from the auction in yesterday. There's some 32 that came in. Now this cows is in an average of 300 kilograms. They're all bulls. I think there was one female. All of those ones. When they go into the processing, through the process system, they get scaled in. They get all the medication. In the end of this video, I'll give you a short video of all the medication they buy. They get all this medication. That one, Amipor, that's to pour on the back for ticks. Private A.
Vampiro is 5-4. Pieter, is 5-4 hè? Ek kom klaar met portkap hoor. Dis my kind. Ek het hom klaar gekap. Ek kap hom nou terug.
After all that medications, they actually feel they have to get healed, so they get dewormed there. All the vitamins they get poured on. So that cattle is actually now in a sick content. So after they come out there, they go into this kraal, the ones that weigh 300. In this kraal they get some food and some grass. But they basically getting used to feed, but they still getting healed because the medication make them sick. All the ones that come in here are not ready to feed. They busy getting healed, and the ones that weigh less than 300 comes to this kraal. That's the smaller ones. This one weigh maybe 200 or 180 or. So all these ones are the smaller ones where they get healed. We don't mix the 200 and the 300 kilogram calves, they go separate for the simple reason that they form a dominance. So the one that weighs 300 form a dominance, they will be stronger, so they will battle to get food. The one that weighs 200 or 180 or 160 will come to this kraal, where they will get food and grass. So then it's roughly a 2 weeks process for them to get healed. If they cut their horns, I see some of them are horns has been cut off. They put them back. They don't want to eat. They don't feel lekker because they got all this medication. So this is not a time that you want to give them very expensive food. You actually in this time want them to get healed. If you see that black calf, I see they cut their horns. So after they go into this process for 2 weeks, then they go into the feeding cycle. In that first cycle they also get weight. So now they're on the books, they got a number. We know on what weight they come into the farm. And so we can start logging the progress of how much weight they add. So this cattle is what I didn't show you there now. They also give them an injection for lung disease to make them immune. Now the problem with a feedlot is most of the time, if it doesn't rain like it rained now, most of the time that there's a lot of dust, and even the feed got a lot of dust inside. So that dust is very sensitive. Some of the young calves are sensitive to this dust and they quickly get lung disease. So we give them medication beforehand so lung disease has been treated properly. And in my kraal we seldom get lung disease because we end up front for it. The calves that's here, we try to keep them as healthy as possible for the whole period of feeding. We don't want them to get sick in this kraal. When the horns are thick like this bull here, we don't cut them. It will put the calf back far too much. Okay, another thing that's very important, a lot of guys ask me, should we castrate the bulls? If you castrate the bull, it will put him back at least 2 weeks. It's a lot of healing that need to take place, and there's really no advantage to that. I did try it in the past, it's really no advantage to castrating cattle. Just feed them like they are. Their testosterone is good and it helps them to grow fast. Don't castrate cattle, it's really not, it's an old system that worked 300 years ago. You don't castrate cattle, you put them in a feedlot and let them grow. Then the other thing that is very important is the hormones in the ears. When they arrive here, they get 1 tablet in 1 ear. On 30 days, they get another tablet in the other ear. Guys, the information I'm giving you here is gold. I'm telling you now, it's very, very, very important information. If you can do exactly what I'm telling you now, your thing will work. Make sure the calves that come in here has been treated for all your normal worms. Very important to check lintworms. If you look at this white cattle, the stomach is flat, flat, flat. There's no round boepen stomach. Make sure it looks like that. You see the product that's poured on his back. You see that grey that's on his back. It's because of the ointment they put on the back for amipore to make sure the cattle is all the ticks fall off. The cattle is clean. So when they stand in this kraal, they're actually getting healed from all their diseases. Whatever worm was inside, or liver slug, or whatever they had, they must get healed now. So they stand here, they get some feed, they'll get some grass later today. So the best place for a cattle to be to get healed is on grass, not on too much feed. They get used to feed in this kraal, but they don't get a full quota of feed. They get some amount of feed, just to get them used to feed. You will see if you put a cattle in a kraal and you give them top feed, and you give them grass separately, you will see they'll choose the grass. That's why in a feedlot we don't feed grass separate, unless they're in the background in kraal. On the background in kraal we will give them grass separately, but once they go on their 90-day feeding process, we don't feed grass separately. You cut your grass in the hammer mill and you mix it into your system. If you look at this feed, the grass is already inside. Look nicely there. The grass is already inside the mix. So there's the amount of grass you get here is exactly 15%. So you cannot get on, you know, if the cattle feel like grass and you eat a whole bale of grass, that cattle pH in his stomach will be lower now. Where he eat his grain feed, his pH will be higher. So it's important not to, in a feedlot, once it goes into the 90 days, that you feed your grass separate. Don't feed grass separate. Make it one consistent mix where they get a constant amount of grass the whole time. I normally don't buy young calves like this. We got this calves at a good price. That's the reason why we bought them. If you look at this calf here, his horns was cut. So that put them back. You know, if you cut horns, see this calf is still bleeding. As he's standing here now, he doesn't feel healthy. He doesn't feel good. So he got all his injections. You see the round stomach. This calf is full of worms in his stomach. He looked like he's pregnant. So he got deworming. Look at that stomach. It looked like he got a pregnant stomach. Now if you got that, that calf is full of lintworms. So they they're actually getting healed here now. So once they're in the healing process, you don't want to feed them too expensive. You just want to get them used to feeding. That's all what you're doing here. Once you through the getting used to process, then you will start the feeding program, which is 90 days. And then they must be ready for feed. They cannot be sick then, they cannot have worms then, they cannot have liver slug then, they cannot have an eye problem, they cannot have nothing. The horns must be healed. If they go into their 90-day feeding program, the calf must be ready to feed. Look at this bonsmara, this thing is going to feed like a Boeing. Very, very nice cattle. Very nice cattle. Simentaler, this thing is older. Unfortunately, when you buy from auctions, sometimes you buy a parcel, then there's 42 in a parcel. And inside a parcel, there's some bonsmara and some Simentaler and some Simra. And most of the cattle in this kraal is stunning cattle, but unfortunately there is some. The guys that sell their cattle know the trick. They put some 2 or 3 weaker cattle in that group to make sure they get a better price for them as well. So unfortunately you buy a parcel and then you feed a parcel. But yes, this is the first stage of 90 days. So this cattle is gonna, I'll show you the progress on them. I see there in the back is a nice boeran for the boeran guys. This is the first cattle, first of 30 days of the 90 days. So I'll keep you up to date with the progress and how they feed and how they progress. I'll make sure you follow the growth. If there's any questions, guys, please ask your questions. And very important on YouTube, please like and subscribe my video. It helped me for the algorithm so more guys can see my video. And if there's any questions, just ask it in a comment. Thank you very much, guys.